If you have freeform or semi-freeform locks and you want to have a very natural way of moisturizing, cleansing, and maintaining your locks, then this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to show you my very natural products that I kind of put together for my locks to moisturize, cleanse, and for the very humid and hot climate that I live in. Let's get into the video. So I recently moved from the US, the Washington, DC area, to a city in China called Guangzhou. And in this city, it is very hot and very humid almost all the time, except for like November, December, and January. And then it goes back to hot and humid all the time again. It's also very rainy here. So I got here in June and I've been here ever since. And so I've changed a lot about my products that I use and how I'm able to mix together certain products to get the desired moisturization for my hair. When I was in the US, I used to use products that I could buy and just spray on my hair or cleanse my hair with. Now I have to kind of put a little bit more effort into what I buy to put on my hair and make sure that it's, legit, and make sure that it's like a pure version of that product. So let me show you. The first thing is that I like to use oil mixes on my hair. That means just like I don't use direct oil on my hair or my scalp, just because I've learned over time, I've had my locks for a little under 5 years. So I learned over time that my hair doesn't really like direct oil because I find that it usually blocks extra moisture from getting into my hair. So that's one thing. I like to mix it with other things. Also, I will say that my scalp doesn't really get that dry. Over the years that I've had my locks, I would usually wash my hair every 2 weeks. However, since I've gotten here, I've switched to washing my hair every week just because the climate is very humid and I'm always sweating like as soon as I go outside. So the first thing that I had to change is what I use to cleanse my hair. I used to use some products that I would buy online when I was in the States, but a lot of those products, they're either really expensive to get shipped here or they're just not available in the region that I live in. So what I do is I use pure castor soap, Dr. Bronner's. This is a very popular brand of soap that people use for their locks, specifically the peppermint one. I've used this a while ago, way back when I first started my lock journey, and it's really simple to use. I will say that I also use this soap for literally everything else that I clean in my house. It's 18-in-1 soap, so you can use it as laundry detergent, as I used it to literally mop my floor last night and just mix it with warm water. You can use it to wash your dishes and you can also use it on your body. I mean, you can literally use it everywhere and on everything. So what I do is I mix about, I would say 2 tablespoons of this with about a cup of water. So 2 tablespoons of this in a cup of water. I don't measure that out exactly. I just use my eyes to measure, and then I will shampoo my hair with that. And this makes a great shampoo. Again, I shampoo my hair every week now, always on a Tuesday. And I always wash, rinse, and repeat. So I use this twice in one day to wash my hair, and I like the fact that it's peppermint. It makes my hair smell really fresh, and it also can make your scalp feel a bit tingly. Be careful though, because if you get this stuff in your eyes, it can burn because it is pure castor soap, especially if you use only the soap without diluting it. It's very strong. So you do have to be careful about putting enough water in it to dilute the soap. I've never been one to use conditioner often. You'll see me using it a couple times on my channel, especially when I do like a deep cleanse to put the moisture back in my hair, but usually I don't really need conditioner. I personally have experienced throughout the almost 5 years of having locks that the more that you put stuff in your locks, products in your locks that can get stuck in there, the more that it can attract buildup. And you don't want buildup. You want to have lightweight products, at least for my hair. I want to use lightweight products that don't really like get sticky. So that what that wouldn't be is stuff like shea butter, heavy oils like Jamaican black castor oil. That's a no-no. Or waxes. All of those are a hell no for me. And what you do want to use is things that you can usually spray on your hair to moisturize. If you do use a conditioner, like if I do use conditioner, that it's always a lightweight product, especially except for this one time where I was using like a whipped version of shea butter as a conditioner, but I would always rinse it out afterwards. So to say that, I don't use any conditioner right now after I get out of the shower. What I do is I dry my hair with a microfiber towel once I've rinsed the shampoo out. And then I use this concoction that I've made in a mist bottle. I love mist bottles because you can just continue to spray it on your hair, and I'm gonna mist my hair and my scalp right now. Okay, so what's actually in this bottle, you say? Well, there are a few things in this bottle. The first thing is aloe vera gel. Now, as you can see, can you read it other than the 99%? Can you read anything? Probably not. Why? Because it's in pinyin in Chinese. However, I know that it's one of the purest forms of aloe vera that you can buy because I just did my research. So the first thing is this. The second thing in this concoction is rose water. It's also really important for this to be pure. I was able to buy this off of a Chinese website that's basically like their Chinese Amazon. It's called Taobao. And if you ever know anybody that lives in China, or if you've ever been to China before and you want to order something, oh, there's a lizard. Well, I've never seen a lizard before here. That's my first time. Okay, if you've ever known somebody who lives in China or you've lived in China before, you know that Taobao is the holy grail. You can't really survive without it, just like it's difficult to survive in the US without Amazon. So I bought everything you see here on Taobao. So the second thing is rose water. Number 3 is grapeseed oil. Also, this is really important for it to be 100% pure grapeseed oil. You can see that it's 100% pure right here on the label. And number 4, which is also essential for my hair mix, is lavender oil. This is also one of the best brands for pure essential oils. When I was teaching yoga back in the US and I was teaching at a yoga studio, this brand, doTERRA, is one of the most common brands of essential oils to use. And it is also, is one of the best smelling essential oil brands. And I've tried a lot, from going to the Vitamin Shop to going to other essential oil brands. And this is very highly recognized. Again, also in Taobao. The reason why I use the rose water is because it provides a really good base and a watery foundation for this mixture, because I want to be able to spritz it on my hair. So the bulk of what you see here is rose water, probably half and half rose water and regular water. Regular water here, like tap water, is not drinkable. So what I do is I boil my water before I put it anywhere on my hair or on my skin. You have to boil your water here if you want to be able to like use it properly. So I use maybe half water, half rose water. So I start with that. Then after I put the water in there, I take a couple of scoops of this aloe vera gel. So I don't have any measurements for this. I can just tell you what I do, and I just usually eye it. Aloe vera gel is the second most highest content of what's in here. So I take a couple globs of it and put it in this bottle and then shake it up. And then next I add the grapeseed oil. Now, if I have just made my concoction, I'll say, it is usually about halfway full with the waters, and then I'll put like a couple hand globfuls of the aloe vera gel in. So at that time, it'll be probably about 3/4 of the way full. For the grapeseed oil, I'll probably add in a tablespoon, maybe not even that, a teaspoon worth of this. The reason why I use grapeseed oil over any other oil is because grapeseed oil is very light. Like you see that in the bottle, it's very lightweight. And I'm also a fan of like olive oil and almond oil. However, grapeseed is just more light, and it also just it smells really good. And then last but certainly not least, lavender oil. This lavender oil I use very sparingly because it's an essential oil, and essential oil is very potent. You want to, whenever you use it on like your hair and your skin, you always want to dilute it. However, essential oils can do a couple things for your hair and your scalp. For your scalp, it can help calm down itching because lavender is known for its calming and soothing effects. So if you do have itchy scalp or dry scalp, it can definitely help. If you spray it on your scalp, it can definitely help calm down the itchiness. I live in a very humid climate where the air is always wet, and I'm just always sweating, and it's very hot. So having some cooling effect with the lavender oil definitely helps with my scalp and my hair whenever I'm sweating. And it also helps give it a refresh feeling. It also smells good, and it helps along with the grapeseed oil. It's going to help to like seal the moisture into my hair, especially because my hair is getting pretty long. It grows fast, and this oil it doesn't attract as much buildup or as much lint as heavier oils. So with this essential oil, I use probably about 5 to 8 drops of oil in this. So not a lot at all, just enough to smell the lavender. And then after that, I'll shake it up. And I would say every 2 days, I spray it on my hair and spray it on my scalp, and just part my scalp like this. Kind of just do it in a natural way, and then I will rub it in like that. Another thing that has been really important for me to do on at least a weekly basis is to brush my locks. I found this brush at a store, like a home goods store, and I'm pretty sure it's like for something else other than hair because I don't think it's very common for people to use these type of brushes here. But it's definitely a soft bristle brush, but it's not too soft. It's not like baby doll hair soft. But I usually go out on my balcony and I just brush my hair as needed. Like I said, at least on a weekly basis, because usually when I do brush my hair, it's because I'm about to go wash it. So I brush it right before I wash it just to make sure there's no lint in my locks. Because if you go to wash your locks while there's already lint, at least visible lint in your locks, then it could get even more trapped into your locks, because that's what locks do. They lock everything in. So before I wash it throughout the week, if I do see any lint in my locks, I could just go out on my balcony and then I just brush my hair. That's what works for me. That's what's been working for me since I've been here. And that's what I will continue to do until it doesn't work for me. What other videos do you want to see from me? Comment it down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.